Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Bobcat and a problem with the loader arms going up slowly. I think it's been since I've had the machine. The arms feel weak and and they've been going up slowly, a little bit like me, I guess. So we're going to dig into it a little bit here. It hasn't been a terrible issue, so I haven't really checked into it. Other things have prioritized over this one, so but I have my little helper here with me today, and we're going to take a look at the relief valve and see if there's got anything stuck in there, and we'll take it apart and see what we get. We'll check the pressures and do some other things and hopefully get this thing fixed. I had it in for an oil change just earlier, so I figured it's raining outside, perfect day to do it. So let's take a look. All right, everyone, so I got the cab up out of the way, and for anybody that doesn't know how to do it, there's a bolt here and a bolt on that side. I think they're 19 millimeter. You take those two off and the whole cab will lift up. And that'll give us a look at the valve body here. And what we're after is this pressure relief valve right down there. Let me get a... Don't know if I could see that very well. Down the bottom, right there. So we're gonna take it out, take a look, see if there's any crud in it, and then after we do that, we'll clean it and then check the pressures on here and see if we're within spec. All right, you missed the initial struggling here, but I finally found a socket that would fit on this. I couldn't get a wrench in there. There was no possible way, so I ended up having to take this lever that controls this is the one for the foot pedals, and just had to remove it here in the center and just get it out of the way so that I can get a ratchet, and so it's a 7/8. I tried a bunch on there, tried to get some wrenches, nothing was happening there, so finally got this free, and I'm going to pull this out here with both of my hands and be back in a second. What you missed is the chaos that ensued after I pulled out the relief valve. About the entire reservoir of hydraulic fluid came pouring out of that hole where the relief valve used to be. So one thing I wasn't really prepared for. And I ended up going down and bending this piece of aluminum, getting as close as I could, and then taking this piece of step flashing underneath it, and I got everything to come out into a bucket over here. So what didn't come out is actually in the belly pan, and a lot of it drained down to a pan that I have underneath. There was a bunch of water in there as well from the rain that we had a couple days before. So I got the new one installed here and just need to torque it down. The book says 38 to 45 foot-pounds, so I have the torque wrench set about 30 right at the moment. I'm just going to get it close, and then what I also neglected to tell you was that when I took this out, I wanted to clean it and just go from there, but the valve that came out had one of the O-rings was torn on it. There's an inner and outer O-ring. There's two sets of them. One is a rubber and one's like a nylon, and one of the nylons was just destroyed. So instead of trying to clean it and salvage it, I decided to go get a new one. It was about $38, so no big deal. Just had to wait for the time for it to come in. Okay, so I just have to get this bar back on. I got that torqued down, and I set it. It says when you're ordering them that it's like field adjustable, which just means they want you to check the pressure. So the pressure would be checked right here. The problem is I have a hydraulic test kit, but I don't have that coupler. Can't really find the coupler. So I was either going to take the inlet off and connect right up to it, which I might still do, but I had set it what it should look like from the factory, and kind of go from there and then see where we're at. Can't get this pin in. There we go. All right. These are just like carriage bolts here. Once I do this, I'm going to go back and fill up the reservoir again. I got some clean fluid. It needed to be replaced anyway, so I wasn't too upset. Just that it was going everywhere. Yeah, I'll get these tightened up and I'll be right back. All right, so I got that bar back in place, so everything's buttoned up here. I have this service, whatever you call it, area. There's a plastic piece that goes in here, and it's kind of a pain to get out because of the wiring on the right, but the reason I took it out and the reason this is open is because I had this other error that's been going on for a while that had, what was it, open circuit on the high flow. So after doing a bunch of research, talking to mechanics down at the local dealer, just back there, really hard to see, that guy. That's the high flow solenoid. There's two wires that go into it. This wire that's I'm pointing at right here went up and over these, and it was pulling really hard on the connector. They said to check and see if it was a open or it was rubbed through, you know, being a short. But realistically, I'm hoping it was just the connector that wasn't down tight enough because of the way the wires were routed. So a very difficult thing to do to get to it. There's a little bit of room right here if you had to replace it. Hoping I don't have to replace it. It's $350, so one more thing to buy. But if you get this out and you get down underneath here, you could just barely pull the wire back to take a look at it, make sure. But there's a little wire that runs down the outside here. It's zip tied to a bunch of spots. If you cut that free, then you can pull it back enough to take a look and see if it's the wire, which I didn't. But I mean, I took a look at the wire. I didn't see anything that was there. I'm hoping that just that connection is good enough now. So let's get some hydraulic fluid in this and get it fired up. All right, let's check this out. Much better. The loader arms move much more freely now. They move up and down. They move down a lot faster than up. I'm assuming gravity has a little bit to do with that, but they do seem to be moving a lot better. But if you like this, please hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.